And not only is it not going to rain, but it is going to be pleasant outside. The humidity stays low, lots of sunshine, gorgeous weather all weekend long. And we're already starting to feel some of that drier air allow for temperatures to get a little cooled. Now, we're still mild at Kenner, 70 degrees, but look at the humidity. Dew point is only 45, so humidity low at 41%. So temperatures kind of holding on to those 70s in the metro area. Surrounding areas, though, already starting to cool down. 59 at Slidell, 61 at Mandeville. Still mild out at the lakefront, but consider lake and Gulf water temperatures are 73 degrees right now, so we are going to be a little bit warmer near the water. Belle Chase is still at 70, but over in Laplace Gonzales already in the upper 50s, and river parishes or bayou parishes are already dropping into the 60s with dew points in the 40s and some 30s. These values will likely drop even more as they have been steadily over the last several hours. Looks like the last couple of hours humidity kind of peaked a little bit, but they do tend to drop through the overnight. That's what will allow our temperatures to fall into the 40s and 50s. Winds have subsided as well, so with the clear skies and dry air, the temperatures are going to be chilly as we start our both Saturday and Sunday, but quickly warming up. That sun angle gets us back into the mid 70s tomorrow, near 80 degrees on Sunday. We'll also be more lower 80s to start next week, and overall next week is looking a little bit warmer, but we do have a weak front on the way Tuesday with some slightly cooler, less humid air for Wednesday. Then we'll see another warming trend up to Easter weekend, and there are still some questions about Easter weekend. That's still beyond our 7-day forecast. Upper troughing is what brought down a weak front earlier this morning, but what it did help to do was bring back the drier air. Not that yesterday or even early this morning was muggy, but it was definitely a little more humid. That front brought in some drier air, and we're starting to get into the part of the year where we still get cold fronts, but they tend more than anything to at least lower the humidity as opposed to really bringing any colder air. So we will see some ups and downs of our humidity, but generally speaking, dew points 40s, 50s, and even lower 60s is still pretty comfortable. Now, mid 60s by Friday will feel a little bit more humid, and there is a question as to whether or not we get another front before Easter Sunday. Models were saying yes yesterday, and maybe not as much or not as confident for today's model runs. Deep upper trough is what brought down that good feel air. That stays with us this weekend. By Sunday and more so into early next week, upper ridging. That warms us up. Another upper trough starts moving in Tuesday. Again, Wednesday will be a little bit less humid, and then Thursday, Friday, this upper ridging builds back in. Now, per the Euro, this upper ridging kind of sticks around through the entirety of our Easter weekend, which would mean a warmer and more humid. And in fact, the Euro has been more consistent in keeping through Friday, Saturday, and into Easter Sunday a southeasterly wind, which would be a warmer, more humid pattern. That's also now what the GFS is saying. Now, as of the earlier run from this morning, the GFS had a cold front pushing through on Friday and bringing with it some slightly less humid air for Saturday, and then a return flow on Sunday. Now, both of the models are saying, not so fast. I think it's going to stay warm and more humid through Easter weekend. At least the way things look right now, we should be mostly dry, but it does look like we're going to be on the warmer and more humid side. If we can dodge any rainfall, that'd be fine. A lot of folks do outdoor picnics, crawfish boils for Easter, and as of right now, it looks dry, maybe just not quite as comfortable. Not as comfortable as it will be this weekend with that low humid air really making it feel nice through, even with the lower 80s back and slightly more humid by Monday and Tuesday, still very nice. We will start to feel a little bit more of a mugginess in the air by Friday and into Easter weekend.